Welcome to another episode of Unscripted with Marilyn Morales. Today's episode is brought to you by The Gathering Haven. At The Gathering Haven, everyone has a seat at our table. What do? Well, we introduce those that are seeking alternative ways of healing. And there's lots of you out there that are looking for things that don't involve medication to be able to deal with anxiety, stress, PTSD, and a whole menu of issues that I know that we are all suffering from. And we're looking for other ways to be able to implement into our lives and to find healing. Well, we introduce you guys to the practitioners that are actually doing the work. All the practitioners that are in our organization have been vetted by Julia Gandy and myself and are safe for you guys to reach out to and start your healing journey. Well, my next guest joined the Gathering Haven very recently, I think just about a week or two ago, but she and I go back a long way further than that. When I pursued and made a decision, and those of you that know my story know that I was a public health nurse in New York City when 9/11 happened. And because of everything I experienced, I suffered from what I didn't know at the time was PTSD. It manifested in physical symptoms after the fact, inability to sleep, and just a whole bunch of things. And I'll get into that when we speak to my next guest. But because of that journey, I had to find ways to heal myself as well. One of the things that came out of that was I realized that there was one thing I had not accomplished up until that point in my life, and that was obtaining my bachelor's in nursing. So I enrolled in a school out here, actually in Pennsylvania, called Eastern University. And that's where my next guest and I actually met and got our degree together. And I became a holistic board certified nurse through that program. So let me give you a quick introduction to my next guest. And her name is Janice Colavecchio. I hope I am not messing that last name up, but she will let me know. But Janice is an intuitive life coach trained in the transformative adult chair model. This is something that I just recently learned about. She specializes in guiding individuals through breakthroughs in areas like stress, anxiety, relationship challenges, and career confusion. By tapping into their intuition, she helps clients find clarity, empowerment, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. Let's welcome Janice to the show. Hello.
Hi, Marilyn. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
That is a fantastic bio. There's more to that. And guys, it's going to be included when this segment airs so that you can read so much more about Janice. But yeah, we met my youngest son now is 13 years old. So that was 13 years ago because I was pregnant with Lorenzo when we were going through our educational journey, right? Remember
Yes.
back then?
Oh, yes.
So tell me something. What led you to Eastern University?
You know, I found myself very attracted to the program. What resonated with me was the spiritual component of the program, the holistic, the connection between the mind, the body, and the spirit. And we certainly, came through that program well equipped to provide holistic care to patients and not only to patients, to ourselves, families, friends.
Right. And it expanded our knowledge. I had some knowledge
Mhm.
and we were all nurses, right? Just obtaining a different degree. And a lot of us didn't know all these things, which I think needs to be incorporated into nursing programs, doctorate programs, more of that holistic approach and modalities that are out there. And there's so many more that have come out since then. But certainly has helped me in my life. I know it has helped in yours as well. So talk to my viewers a little bit about your journey and what got you to now what you do.
Yeah. So as Marilyn shared, we have our nursing connection. So my journey started way back in my early 20s when I found myself drawn to the nursing profession. I have a servant's heart. I really love helping and serving and supporting others. So I found myself, easily fell right into nursing, the career. And actually, 3 decades have already gone by.
Yeah.
So here I am in my 35th year, and there's just been such an innate draw for more growth, more learning. What's next? I've always had a passion for my own personal growth. And also, again, going back to the holistic roots, that mind, body, and spirit connection.
Right.
So I, recognize through my nursing career that I have been serving people in the capacity of life coach at times, right there at the bedside, holding space, really listening for folks to be heard and seen, and witnessing some, small little shifts and transformations just in a 10 or 15-minute interaction with a patient. And so, fast forward to the fall of last year, I began listening to podcasts with Michelle Chalfant, again, being a seeker and very tuned into my own personal growth, uh, was really struggling, personally with some issues with my family dynamic.
Right.
And so I started listening to Michelle Chalfant's podcast and got familiar with her chair model. And then she had shared that she was having another training program coming up in February. And I knew when I heard her call that that was where I was meant to go next in my growth. To step into weaving in my nursing experience, my holistic background with this life coaching model to then continue to serve others. And
That's fantastic.
yeah, and just to continue to expand my reach in helping others to heal along their journey.
Right. I think as nurses, we all have these tools that we pick up along the way. We don't have names for the things that we do, right? Because we're interacting with humans. I always say the job that we have, we interact with humans. It's not like we can walk away and leave the job behind us. Like if you're dealing with a computer or something else like that, we take
Mhm.
what we live every day, we take it home with us, right? And we
Yeah.
use that information and process that information. And yeah, we're real life coaches all the way through. We just don't know it, right? So I'm interested for you to share with others, what is this chair model? I didn't know what that was. What is it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the chair model is really, we've got three chairs that we work with. So there are three different perspectives, if you will. One is your inner child, which is from about ages 0 to 6.
Mhm.
And that's the seat of our true feelings and needs. And then from about age 7 to 24, we have our adolescent chair. And in that chair, we have in this model what we call some parts that come in to protect you and keep you safe. But they also weave a lot of story and assumption. And what we find in this model, when we guide clients, we can tap into these parts that are running their lives, and they've come in at a pivotal moment to protect them and keep them safe and keep them in the tribe, right? We're so
Yeah.
wired for social connection and being with our tribe. So these are like normal things that are happening to all of us, but we may not have an awareness. And then lastly, we have our adolescent chair. And that's where, as an intuitive life coach, I work with clients to guide them to live life from their healthy adult chair, the healthiest version of who we are. And what that looks like is we live a life really steeped in facts and truth. And we go in and we bust stories and assumptions and old programming that may be still running the show, like from the inner child or the adolescent chair. And we very lovingly and safely guide the client to bring in and update these parts to what the truth and the facts are today. And I am absolutely amazed at the work we can do in 1 or 2 sessions. Breakthroughs where people have been stuck.
Yes.
They come away from it and they are like, this has been amazing. You know, I now have new awareness. I have the tools to move forward. Um, and that's the beauty of the model as well. You know, it's not like you're going to need me. You may come into coaching 1, 2, maybe 1 session, maybe 3 sessions. And my goal is to help you with whatever your personal goal is and to partner with you, link arms, guide you through the process, but really equip you well with tools and a deeper understanding that, you know, we have all the answers right here within us. So
Absolutely.
I'm just simply providing a safe space to get you there.
Right. I had a recent, I was a keynote speaker at a recent event where that exactly was my subject, that everything you need is right inside of you. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And coaches are great. And I said nothing negative about coaches. Coaches are needed because we need community. We need people to help bring those things outside. But everything you need is here. It's not something that you can buy. No money in
Yeah.
the world is going to be able to buy what you need. You're equipped with it. Right.
Yes, beautifully. And whatever your belief system is, whether it's a higher power, source, God, you know, I have a lot of respect for that.
Yes.
My belief is that higher power, wherever you have come from or you've been created from, has already given you this beautiful knowing. And so me as an intuitive life coach, I just gently help remove some of the layers that are in the way, and we get right back there.
That's beautiful. I absolutely love the gentleness of the approach because I think sometimes, and I've said this before with people who are stuck. So I love the
Mhm.
fact that it's separated into the child, the adolescent, and then the healthy adult chairs, right? The different sections, because people tend to be stuck wherever
Yeah.
the trauma happened. And trauma
Yes.
looks very different to every person. So what to me may not be trauma to
Mhm.
you will be trauma, and you need to be helped along the way so that you can come out of there, because that's not hurting you. That's not hurting you anymore. It's not there. It's already past. It's gone. Let's give you
Yeah.
the tools so that you can now operate at a different level. I absolutely love this approach. First time I heard it and I was like, this is really, really, and absolutely the gentleness of it, I think is key for me.
Yeah. Well, thank
um,
you, Marilyn. I also, you know, with this experience, am recognizing, you know, we all are living in a very fast-paced world, right? We have so much going on, and what I'm recognizing is there is a draw to helping people slow down, right? Kind of regulating the nervous system, bringing them back to just a few moments of tapping into presence. And there's that calmness and presence in the sessions, you know, that we guide clients through. And when we are able to really get to that place within the session, you know, a lot of clear clarity and a lot of deeper knowings will come through as well.
right now, one of the things that you mentioned in your bio that I want to talk about is career confusion.
Hmm.
What is that? Explain it. I
Yeah.
mean, it looks self-explanatory, but I don't think it is.
Yeah. Career confusion can look like, you know, recently I had a client who thought she needed to start looking for another job, when really what she was experiencing was overwhelm and anxiety. And then helping her to recognize that she has beautiful support around her And she already has her own beautiful practice, mindfulness practice, but she had gotten away from it and gotten really pulled into all the demands of her work and responsibilities and her home life.
Mm-hmm.
And so she came into the session thinking, I need help. I'm thinking I need to start looking for a new job. But then after tapping in to what's really going on deeper within, she leaves the session. She's like, you know what? I just need to keep moving forward and adjust and make time for myself in the morning for my mindfulness practice.
Right.
Instead of, hitting the ground running as soon as she got over to the hospital with all the requests coming in.
Okay.
So, and then another way career confusion can present itself is I had another lovely client who she's in the latter part of her career. She has built an amazing resume. She's at the director level. She is being groomed to become a CNO, but yet she didn't know which way to go because now she has two beautiful grandchildren. So together, we helped her tap into what her heart really desires, what she's really passionate about, to help
Right.
give her clarity in which, she had three different paths she could go. Keep going the CNO route, spend more time with the family and the grands, or develop her legal nurse consultant business. So at the end of the session, we were able to come up with new values for her that she had within her. I just mirrored them back to her. And then also a new affirmation for her as well to serve her.
Wow.
Uh, yeah.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So, because I was wondering about that, because nurses develop burnout all the time. I can't tell you how many times throughout my 30 plus years of nursing, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I gotta go
Yeah.
do something else, right? I gotta do something else. But when you really look at it, is what is the something else? And every time I try to pull away from nursing, right, it always led me right back to nursing. It's just a different way to nurse, right? And truly, just like you said, listen to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to yourself. Be able to identify. So I love that you offer that environment for those, listen guys, those high stress jobs, right? So that you can find clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the path I'm supposed to be on? What obstacles am I putting in the way of my path? Because most times it is us that put the obstacles in the way because of the way that we perceive the things that are happening to us, right? I've said countless times, life is about two things: perspective and choice. The way we look at things and the choices we make based upon the way we look at things. And if you change your perspective, you can change your life, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's simple and easy to me, but not to everybody.
Well, absolutely. And so we understand, right, more and more how really powerful our thinking is.
Yeah.
Our thinking is connected to our feelings, thinking, feelings, and then what becomes our reality. And so, um, and just to go back a moment around burnout, we know so much about burnout, right? And preventing burnout. Um, there are the key for us and anybody in these high pressure jobs with a massive amount of responsibility is if we can really take a moment, even little micro moments of presence in our day. What does that look like? Just taking a moment to take a few deep breaths, step outside, look at the trees, look at the wind blowing through the trees, even if it's for 2 minutes, and checking in with ourselves and saying, how am I feeling today? And what do I need? Because with the burnout cycle, what's happening there is, we go, 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 and we give, give, give. And then we give, give, give from a pretty empty
Yes.
place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're
So the
notorious.
minute,
We're notorious
yeah,
in the medical profession for not going to the bathroom,
yeah,
not eating, which are basic human needs, right?
yeah.
Basic
Hmm.
fuel for our bodies is to be comfortable and to be fed so that we can
Hmm.
continue and have fuel to go on. And we're notorious for not doing either one of those things,
Yeah.
right? And just like you said, take 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, right? To go to the bathroom. And when you're in the bathroom, take that time, an extra couple seconds to wash your hands and center yourself before you go back out and deal with others. Take your lunch break, feed your body, and get some fresh air.
Yeah.
The difference that that
Absolutely.
makes is huge. How, the value of the people, I can't do it because of my patient. The value that you put on other people, you need to put that value on you too.
Beautifully said. The kindness begins with yourself. Being kind to yourself, because the reality is we would never treat a patient that way. If they need to go to the bathroom, they need a cup of water, we're making sure we're tending to their needs. However, our needs are important as well. And it's taking those moments throughout the day just to check in with yourself. How am I feeling? What do I need? Talking to a colleague, reaching out, getting support when you need it.
Yeah, and the rise in the home office use since COVID. So a lot of
Mm,
jobs have turned into that. So if you're not a nurse, you're doing something else, right? Again, people are notorious for sitting in front of that computer for hours on end and not even taking a walk.
yeah.
Take a minute, take a walk.
Take a minute. Yeah, it's really nature is it's our access. It's right there, and it's incredibly
Really.
grounding. Even a few minutes in nature can be so grounding to the nervous system.
Beautifully said. Thank you for that tip. This is
Yeah.
amazing, right? Just a couple of quick tips that you can implement into your lives today.
Hmm.
Like I said, Janice is now a part of the Gathering Haven. So if you want to connect with Janice, learn more about this model and her coaching, please do. I will be giving her information in the comment section so that you can reach out. And those of you that are part of the Gathering Haven, you already have access to her. So real easy. If you're interested in more information about the Gathering Haven, please reach out to me. My email is marilynmorales3817@gmail.com. And I will fill you in on everything Gathering Haven. Now, Janice, what is your definition of success?
Oh wow, wow. That is a great question, Marilyn. My definition of success is, if I think about it personally, is every day just really trying my best, being the healthiest version of myself. And success to me looks like continuing to have a positive impact on everyone that I come in contact with. My marriage, my family, our children, my grandchildren, showing up for them.
Beautifully
That's
said.
success. Yeah, just really showing up, being present, supportive, meeting, all these beautiful people in our lives where they need, trying, seeking, being curious, seeking to understand. I mean, that to me is success. And nothing fills my heart and makes it just swell knowing that I have made even a small difference in someone's day. Maybe like if I meet somebody over at the market and they strike up a conversation, and you walk away from it and you get that sense like, wow, I really enjoyed connecting with them today. And then they walk away from it and they're like, wow, I didn't even think about like possibly reinventing myself as a life coach, or however the conversation goes. So yeah,
Beautiful.
that's what success is to me. Just being my real authentic self, and really relatable with others and helpful.
Yeah. So success happens every day, multiple
Yeah.
times a day.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. Janice, thank you so much for joining me on Unscripted. And for my followers, I will see you next time. Bye bye.
Thanks.